Hello, everybody. Billy the Squid here, and welcome to the Pre-Patch Podcast Patch Notes.
If this is your very first episode, well, welcome in. You've got 71 other episodes to get caught up with, but welcome in.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. If you are not new to the show, you know that we kick off every single episode with Twitch and YouTube drama. Or news. It doesn't always have to be drama, but usually it's drama. I mean, let's be honest, it's usually a drama filled fest here. So we this last half of the year and beginning of the year has not disappointed. As I was chastising myself, I cursed in the very beginning, and Bill, why can't I curse in the first 8 seconds of our podcast anymore?
Because YouTube's a big dummy doo-doo head, and I have to talk in baby talk instead of talking like a man.
Wait, can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear the? Can y'all? Oh, y'all might not be able to hear it, but
Do you have a beep?
chat. Can y'all hear this? Let me know if you can hear the beeping. Because if so, I'm gonna use the. Yes, I can. So okay, maybe. Yes, you can. All right. What the? All right.
But no, YouTube decided that they were going to. I feel like it's something that happens at the start of every year whenever the advertisers realize that they have the real power over the media companies, and they're like, yeah, we want mass appeal, so no more swear words, specifically in the first 8 to 15 seconds, and not own an excessive amount over the majority of the video or stream. So they're really pushing hard the family-friendly good vibes over on old YouTube.
Vibes. It's such a joke though. Like my whole issue with this is like if you're going to YouTube is pushing this whole like shorts and live and they really want to kind of embody the gaming aspect now and all of these things. And like, look, cursing is a part of it. Like if you look at reactions and stuff like that, like it's all like that is gamer rage. Like how are you going to curtail cursing and saying that you cannot have cursing? I could do naked yoga, but I can't curse.
It's also weird because a lot of gamings have swears in it, and also this new policy is affecting what levels of like violence you can show. I know there was a lot of creators that got hit during when the Callisto Protocol came out because it was excessively violent, like that game specifically. I know that's happened a few other times, and I'm not 100% sure if it's tied in with the new policy, but that's also something that has been popping up. But yeah, with games swearing or there being swears in some like music that is made on the platform, it's really weird, especially considering YouTube Kids exists.
Right. Well, so that was my question too. I'm wondering if some of this isn't coming from the fact that there are people that are monetizing, saying that they are for a kids channel, because kids channels do monetize at a higher rate as well as at a more frequent rate than your normal channels do, because they're considered quote unquote brand safe. Do you think that this has something to do with these channels kind of saying, hey, we are kid friendly, but in reality they're not, and they are cursing or doing things that are I don't want to say inappropriate, but are not.
I mean, will they come after you? Like because I've seen that, like it's just a checkbox, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
All it is a checkbox. So I'm sure they monitor that stuff, right?
Yeah, they monitor it, but that should be on a video by video basis, not a platform-wide policy. That seems a bit overkill for that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very odd, especially this type of kind of thing. Like it's just weird that it's the cursing and the violence, when there's so many other things that are out there. And also too, like the weird thing that they went after what was not mentioned was also they stopped people from being able to do like the what do you call it, the prank
Use
stuff.
your words.
Prank. God, I want
like IRL stuff.
Billy, go self. Anyway, but
I know what you're talking about though, like the public pranking thing.
Yeah, the public pranks.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, why did they go after that? Like, what endangerment?
Because that's garbage content anyway.
Do you know how many people you are like? I don't know, man. That's That's a lot of people that do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, because it's easy and it's also garbage and it's also staged and it's just
yeah.
I
Well,
think it's low tier content, low effort, low tier. It's
I
right up
say
there
to
with
a
like
certain
standard
extent,
reactionary content.
a lot of it is because, like you said, it's easy to do and it's just
Yeah,
easy,
it's find
easy
hot
clicks.
girl in either your
Um,
friend group that you can pretend is a stranger, or find random hot stranger, ask an appropriate question to them, make them blush.
yeah,
well, but
I
this is
don't
a,
want to go too far off it though, but there are some legit
well,
channels.
it's something like where they go into like Walmart and they pretend to be a worker and that kind of thing. And they may be fake or not, but it's very odd that those are the kind of things that they and because
Well,
they deem,
you know why it is because the kids these days, the dang kids these days are idiots and they're going out and doing this stuff
Influence.
and actually
Yeah,
endangering themselves and others by being idiots in public to strangers.
you mean
yeah.
like the
That's where all these dangerous TikTok trends come from with people like socking people in the back of the head and
Yeah,
whatnot in
it's 'cause
public.
they show, they only see what's on the surface. With a lot of those videos, they choose what they want to cut out. If something doesn't go right, if somebody gets like aggressive and angry and ends up socking somebody in the head, I mean, they'll probably cut that out, or they'll use it for views. But the kids see what's on the surface, so they think, oh, let's do that. We can do that easy.
well, my kid had a friend that a teacher, I'm sorry, that basically said during that whole like go punch your teacher or slap your teacher in the face like
Oh, yeah.
TikTok challenge.
Yeah.
They walked. That teacher said, if any one of you kids come up here and slap me in the face, I'm gonna break your arm. I was like, have at it, man. Like, right on,
Good teacher.
right on. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, anyway, getting back to kind of this, yeah, I just. I don't know. This hurts me, my soul, because I curse like every other word out of my mouth is a curse word because in my
Oh,
daily,
trust me, if people have watched any of the patch notes recently, they would know how much I've censored in just like 8 to 10 minute segments.
it's so rough for me because it's just I don't know. I can't cuss in my job, so I come here to cuss. Now I can't
Yeah.
come here to cuss. So
Yeah.
Again,
we're
I'm
go-
not sure how
Oh.
it affects streams specifically. It seems to be more lax on like the live aspect of it, but I have no doubts that it's going to affect like the VODs in post.
That's what I was gonna say. Is the problem with it is for our specific situation is that once we do the whole entire podcast and we get the VOD portion of it up and running, that's a smack against us essentially, and a smack on the wrist from YouTube being like, hey, you be nice, you
Yeah.
be more advertiser safe, smack on the wrist. That's not what we do, unfortunately.
One of the
Nah.
biggest things too, and I don't know, did we talk about how it predates? I might have missed that, but how it predates like months back, right?
You're talking about
Oh, yeah,
it goes back.
it-
Bad dates, yeah.
Back dates, dude. So all of this content that people have already made is now getting monitored and
All
scanned for
71 other episodes of the
dude.
pre-patch podcast
of our
that
podcasts, like,
we
I'm sure Sid
we've
has
cursed like sailors.
in each of the intros.
Yeah. Well, also too, weird thing with this whole policy that came out, the Mega Man documentary, which I don't know if you guys have seen, it got restricted because it was considered sex and nudity. Which there's nothing in that documentary has any kind of nudity.
It got reversed though.
I know, but it was just very odd. Like, which shows you that this is just which they can't. I mean,
It's a flawed system.
yeah, they
Yeah.
can't have a human back there like checking every single VOD that goes up. I mean, they would.
The problem is though that even when people ask for like they get the initial like takedown and they're like, well, that none of that's in my video. Can I have a person manually review it? And then 30 seconds later it comes back. Okay, somebody reviewed it, still banned.
Yeah, it's
Like you're lying to
or-
me. Don't lie to my face, Susan.
Or vice versa, they have somebody actually look at it, they get the decision reversed, and then the AI that was still flawed
Comes back
flags
with a
another like 8 of
vengeance.
their videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest issue with YouTube and its algorithm or whatever you want to call it. The robot that essentially goes through and canvases all the videos is like, you can 100% get banned for one thing, have somebody look at your account and be like, oh yeah, that's stupid. Why'd the robot do that?
Yeah, why didn't it ban all
See,
this other stuff?
right there. Just cussed again, but yeah, you can be like, why'd the robot do that? And then get the decision completely reversed on that one, and then the robot just comes back 2 days later and is like, hey, you know how I flagged that one video? Here's 18 more. Have fun.
But they
Well-
subscribe. They really enjoy their content now too.
One thing I will suggest for you guys that are on YouTube though, that if you want to have a little way of making, especially if you stream on YouTube, make it fun. Have like a little, like, instead of like going through a Dark Souls game and doing a death counter, do a swear counter, or like have an actual swear jar that your community will get a reward of some type if
Oh, I'll
you
go
go
broke.
over X amount of
Yeah, I was
time.
gonna say.
I'm gonna go broke. I'll
Yep.
go broke.
Like I'm full like trying to limit my stuff like with streaming, but whenever whenever charity season comes around, I'm legitimately thinking about doing an actual like charity swear jar, and anytime I get called out for it, like that goes to my portion of the donations. I think it would be fun, and it's something that, while also bringing your own like swears down, you can do a little bit of good or have some fun with your community.
Yeah, I wonder. I really do wonder how long this is going to stick for. Like, I think that this is going to be a situation where I have a feeling it's going to end up getting somewhat reversed. And also, too, it cannot be. I think it has to end up being like It has to be under 40%, right, of the actual.
That's what they say, but it's the whole enforcement process is
Right.
skewed.
Don't worry, I'll test it for you, everybody. I'll do it on my own stream. I'll test that 40%.
People like to make
I-
fun of Twitch for how they hand out punishments and stuff like that, but the YouTube AI is just as fickle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's.
it's true.
I mean, well, Twitch just banned somebody yesterday for showing their feet because they said it was sexual content. I don't understand
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's just because somebody on the Twitch payroll has some fetishes that they just
Mhm.
leaked.
Yeah, well, it's weird. But yeah, so there you go. So don't say any no words on YouTube, or you have the possibility of getting banned. I'm gonna have to rebrand my entire
It's not,
channel.
and just a heads up, it's not a ban, it's a demonetization.
Demonetized. You're not gonna get banned.
I mean,
Yeah,
there are
demonetized,
literally
so.
channels that revolve around cursing and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that everybody or I hate everything channel. Oh man. Like
Well, again, that and any content creator like Asmongold, all these guys that do reactionary
Yeah.
content or whatever else, like it's all
especially
cursing.
reaction content. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Which should be allowed because they're not advertising it on YouTube Kids, but
yep.
Well,
So-
it should be allowed regardless if your channel is marked as a mature channel.
yep, exactly.
You should be able to swear. I shouldn't have YouTube going, hey,
Wait.
hey, I know that your content is labeled as mature, right? But you say the F word.
One more question.
Mm-mm-mm.
If you know Bill or anyone, can you actually mark your YouTube channel as mature, or is it just marking it for?
It's just
being
marking it for
family
kids.
friendly?
If you don't mark it for kids, it's assumed to
So
be
it's
mature.
assumed to be mature. Gotcha.
It's
would
mature, but
not
no
be-
cussing.
I
Yeah,
would
right.
not be opposed to them adding a mature checkbox.
too.
I'll check that
Like,
every
yeah.
single
Wait,
time, baby.
when this whole thing started, I legitimately thought of
Maybe
that
that's a thing they'll
meme
do.
that they had in the what was it called, the Avengers, where Tony Stark and Captain America, where Tony Stark
Oh,
says
he
a
said
cuss
a
word and
no
says,
word.
just watch your language. That's that. Tony Stark is us, and Captain America is YouTube, and YouTube's going, watch your language.
Gosh
Wa-
darn it.
Watch
Yeah.
your profanity.
I don't know. It's just again, it
Watch
just
your profanity.
it just blows me away because they even on a kids channel, like we talked about this before, on a kids marked channel, they will have things for, again, naked yoga, watch the next thing, which is completely inappropriate, right? Like my wife got fake hooters and watched the the play-by-play of how the surgery went. Like, it's just the most insane stuff. Like, the ads on that are crazy. So I don't know. Yeah, cursing is definitely the most concerning thing in the world today that we should make sure that we are censoring.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch our podcast every other Thursday night at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Also, you can find us on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. We hope to catch you on the next one. Deuces.